We welcome you to Cleveland, Ohio, where tonight it's Game 4 of the 2007 NBA Finals. The question tonight, will the Spurs celebrate another championship this evening? Or can the Cavs extend their season another game? We'll find out soon enough. Right now, let's go to PA announcer Olivier Cedra.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2007 NBA Finals. Tonight, it's Game 4 featuring the San Antonio Spurs and your Cleveland Cavaliers. Please rise for the presentation of the colors by the Marine Corps League 576. Here to sing the national anthem, please welcome the 2006 winner of American Idol, Taylor Hicks.
Oh, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Ladies and gentlemen, Taylor Hicks. First, let's meet the Western Conference champion San Antonio Spurs. The head coach is Greg Popovich. Now, let's meet the Spurs starting lineup. At forward, from Wake Forest, number 21, Tim Duncan. At forward, from Cal State Fullerton, number 12, Bruce Bowen. At center, from Argentina, number 7, Fabricio Oberto. At guard, from Wisconsin, number 4, Michael Fidley. And at guard, from France, number 9, Tony Parker.
To rise, to prove yourself equal to a demand.
so it continues. You've lived your life for this one moment. A chance to march into the pantheon of greatness, where a legacy of champions awaits.
Get ready for basketball battle of the World Series of Basketball, the NBA Championship.
Turnaround shot in the air. Watching what greatness an almost unthinkable storyline has unfolded in this NBA Finals.
And I'm guaranteeing everybody here, next year we're going to win it again.
Tonight, the real season begins.
Don't ever underestimate the heart of a champion.
It's 89-84. Sixers, and they get inside.
I want to tell you something. Somebody up there is on our side.
Collins on the floor. What a play by Dave Collins. Oh, my!
Welcome to the NBA Finals.
Welcome to Cleveland, Ohio, where tonight could be the final game of the NBA season. The Spurs just one win away from another championship, but the Cleveland Cavs and LeBron James have something else in mind.
I want to try to make history. You know, no team has ever come back from down 0-3, so, you know, we got one game at a time. Try to win 4 in a row against a very good team.
James and the Cavs trying to maintain belief. Well, they've got 20,000 plus to help them along the way. Good evening, everyone. Along with Mark Jackson and Jeff Van Gundy, Mike Breen on hand, and welcome to Game 4 of the NBA Finals. Let's face it, it's an impossible task for the Cavaliers. It would be the greatest comeback in the history of sports, but they can't look at it that way. What they have to do, Jeff, is say, all right, let's win a game tonight and move on to the next game. And if that's going to happen tonight, LeBron James has to be a better player.
For James to go from great to unguardable, he's got to improve his mid-range game and define his post game. In Game 3, he had mixed results in the post. Against one-on-one coverage, he overpowered Bruce Bowen. Against double coverage, he occasionally found the cutter to the rim, but the Cavs missed 4 too many open spot-up jump shots, going 3 for 19 from the three-point range. And as you see, James has to be more efficient. 17 turnovers in 3 games is not going to get it done.
And certainly it's not been easy against what James called a world power team in the San Antonio Spurs. Mark, they've been so impressive in another long playoff run. What makes them so tough is every time you figure out a way to stop a certain guy or a certain area, they find another way to beat you.
Well, they're like a big, powerful dam where it has a leak. You put your finger in the leak, you try to stop it, or you know it, it absolutely overpowers you because it's too strong. It finds a way to beat you, and that is the Spurs. Game 1, 44 points in the paint. Game 2, 24 points off of turnover. Game 3, outside shooters, 10 for 19. You tell them how to beat you, and they get it done.
Tim Duncan and Greg Popovich looking for their 4th title. Will it happen tonight? Or will LeBron James and the Cavs force a Game 5? We'll have the opening tip coming up. Another capacity crowd inside the Quicken Loans Arena. Their team, though, down 3-0 in these NBA Finals. Let's take another look at the starting lineups. Once again for Cleveland, Larry Hughes on the inactive list with the foot problem, so Daniel Gibson, the rookie who struggled in Game 3, he'll get the start. Same starting 5 that's been so effective for San Antonio. Our Spanish language version of tonight's game presented by ESPN Deportes. To access, use the SAP function on your TV. Well, the crowd is ready. They're fired up. They want their team to get a win. The Cavs certainly don't want to end what's been a terrific season by getting swept in the NBA Finals, as they'll jump it again. No, a violation called on Ilgauskas, not letting the ball get to the apex. So it's San Antonio ball. And already the first booze of the night here. Cavs crowd.
And that's a good word to start out with, apex. We're going to try to top that tonight.
All right, what's the thought of the Cavaliers right now? There's really no pressure. The expectations are gone. No one expects them now even to win a game. So they can almost play loosey-goosey, correct?
It really is no pressure. You're exactly right about that. What I like about games like this, it shows the character of each individual. Do you want to tank it in and be ready for vacation and say we've accomplished something, or do you want to fight back?
Duncan, first shot, rolls off. Ilgauskas the rebound. The Cavaliers have not lost 4 straight games all season. But right now they're playing a Spurs team that has won 5 in a row and 9 of their last 10 here in the playoffs. Gooden with the first bucket of the night.
I like the aggressiveness of Gooden, turning down the outside jump shot and forcing the issue going into the paint.
Offensively, it's been a struggle all series for Cleveland, averaging just 80 a game and shooting just 40% from the field. Alberto getting inside. Shot clock down to 6. Finley knocks down the shot.
But excellent defense by Cleveland. Guarded the pick and roll, then made him make extra passes, contested and challenged that 2-point pull-up shot by Finley. And in Game 3, Cleveland did a great job as we look at Greg Popovich's outstanding playoff record. Cleveland defended well enough to win Game 3. They just couldn't score.
They certainly had their opportunities. Gibson passes up an open shot. Pavlovich hits a 3. Sasa Pavlovich has had some pretty good offensive moments, and they'll need his input tonight.
Good job of moving the ball, but if you're Gibson, you have to knock down shots. Don't be afraid to shoot it. You are a shooter, so you catch the ball on the swing, be ready to unload.
There's a teardrop Tony Parker has mastered, and it's 5-4.
And they're trying to trap the pick and rolls. Drew Gooden was not aggressive enough in his trap. Allowed Parker into the paint.
Gibson went 1 for 10. No doubt that's part of the hesitation in that last time passing up the shot. Pavlovich misfires. Ilgauskas keeps it alive and takes it away from Gooden. Not an easy spot for Gibson. It was his first playoff start. Well, when you go 1 for 10 and had some good looks, wouldn't fall, it's on your mind. James knocks down a mid-range shot, which he has not done all series long.
Before that, he missed 16 straight shots from outside the paint. On that shot, he was on great balance as he rose up.
I like the adjustment because that's a shot he could have had at any point during this series.
They did a good job getting it out of Parker's hands early in Game 3. But then he came alive and was once again the leading scorer. Finley trying to draw a foul, unable to do so. James, Finley guards him on the transition. Won't go. Ilgauskas has it taken away by Bowen. Bowen had 9 rebounds in Game 3. He was the star of the night, according to Greg Popovich. Parker. Gibson did a pretty solid job on him defensively in Game 3. Duncan draws the foul. Shot won't go, but he got bumped. It's going to go against Gooden.
This is what you want to see from LeBron James. Bruce Bowen backing up, fights over the screen, but too late. If you're Bruce Bowen and LeBron James knocks this shot down, you are saying, uh-oh, I might be in for a long night.
When James is hitting that shot, just impossible to stop. As Duncan to the line. How about Duncan? Last 4 games, first 3 in the finals and the last one in the conference finals. 18 for his last 22 from the line. Has hit some pretty big free throws. Goes through stretches where he looks like he's an 80% shooter and then goes through rough patches. But great numbers once again in the finals. Gets his own rebound and can't put it back as Jeff Van Gundy slams on the desk again. We've seen that at least 5 times in the finals.
Well, they have to understand. I understand Coach slapping the table because this is for all the marbles. You cannot give up extra possession.
You have to expect misses on the free throw line. Right now, Cleveland obviously on that one expected a make.
The foul is on Alberto on the shove. Gooden with Parker on him. Way outside. Not a good shot. Parker coming the other way. Nice crossover. Tony Parker stripped with foul. And Daniel Gibson picks up his first. Parker to the free throw line.
And I'm watching Drew Gooden, and I see him commit the foul on Tim Duncan as Duncan catches the ball on the perimeter. Bad foul, make him a jump shooter. And then on the other end, off the switch, you have the ball with Tony Parker defending you. Recognize the mismatch, give it up, and get on the block.
And you see Parker, youngest player to appear in 100 playoff games. He's had 6 a career, just turned 25. Another missed free throw for the Spurs. Greg Popovich says he's playing the best ball of his life right now. He's a guy who became an all-star, yet still worked harder to get better. And we've been talking about he's emerging as one of the elite guards in the league. Gibson calls out the play. There's LeBron James, a new daddy again. Just before 1 this morning. His girlfriend gave birth to their second child, another boy. Puts up another jumper. Ilgauskas tips it out nicely to Gibson. Gibson, a long three. It's good. And he holds his wrist down for several seconds for effect. Big shot for the rookie's confidence.
And I say hold your wrist up. Hold your wrist up. Follow through. It's been a long time. Enjoy yourself. That was an aggressive play. Caught it and unloaded.
He's such a showboat, isn't he?
Why don't those guys do it when they miss?
And a whistle. Defensive 3 seconds. So they'll take it out of bounds.
Defensive 3 seconds.
Can't be in the lane for more than 3 seconds unless you're within guarding distance of your opponent.
Shooting for the Spurs.
So Finley will go to the line. Larry Hughes again sitting with the plantar fascia strain. And he said it's been killing him, not the foot. The fact that he's had to sit the past couple of games, but you could see he was so ineffective at times just because he couldn't get any push off that foot. He had really struggled in the first couple of games, so Gibson getting the chance to start. Parker inside, nice move.
Well, that's good defense from Gibson. The help has to come from the weak side, recognizing that Tony Parker went baseline.
Ilgauskas at his best game in game 3, falling away, and Finley the rebound. Ilgauskas had 18 rebounds in game 3, including 10 offensive, which was a Cavs playoff record. Parker to Duncan, lost it. First turnover of the night.
Well, Ilgauskas, I thought in game 3 played spectacular, and I would have liked to see him in the ball game down the stretch because he earned the right to be in that on that last possession.
He already has 4 rebounds. Pavlovich, no hesitation. Not that time. They were 3 for 19 from three-point range in game 3. Just dreadful shooting from downtown. But they've hit 2 of their first 3 so far tonight. Parker with 8 on the shot clock. Back to Duncan inside. Bank shot won't go. Alberto keeps it alive, but Ilgauskas fighting, rips it down.
You know, Ilgauskas did a good job in rotation of staying vertical so that when Duncan jumped into him to create the contact, he wasn't whistled for a foul.
Ilgauskas, the open jumper, knocks it down. All 5 starters have scored. Cavs getting good balance. Greg Popovich wants a timeout.
San Antonio.
A rough shooting night in game 3 for the Cleveland Cavs, but they've hit some important shots early, guys.
LeBron misses the shot. Ilgauskas keeps the ball alive. Daniel Gibson, a young fella, lock and load. Got him. Knocks down the shot, and the Cavs are excited.
Back in Cleveland, Bryce James, the new member of LeBron James's family, born earlier today. So he becomes a parent for the second time and was receiving congratulations from the Spurs. including also new daddy Bruce Bowen. Now, James grew up, he never knew his father, so his mom raised him, and he has such love for what his mother did for him.
I'm really more proud of her than I am myself, just because of how she helped me grow as a man. And me having a child now, I don't know how she was able to raise me by herself. I give all the praise in the world to single mothers. I don't know how they do it. I have no idea. I know I couldn't do it. I couldn't raise my 2-year-old by myself. I couldn't do it.
Well, now he's got 2, and his mom was only 16 when she had LeBron James, so he had to be the man of the house very early. They still have a very special relationship. And she's always here at the Quicken Loans Arena cheering her son on, who's now a 2-time dad. Congratulations to LeBron and his family. Stolen by Pavlovich.
Great timing on that double team by LeBron James. Waited till the dribble, attacked him hard, and then Pavlovich a great job reading the double team as James misses the drive.
Excellent outlet pass to Parker, and he's fouled by Pavlovich. James thought he was fouled down the other end, but quickly walks down. I thought he handled the end of Game 3 wonderfully after the press conference, after that final play where it was clear that there was contact and he got hit. He was asked in the post-game press conference about that shot, about the foul, and he said incidental contact, didn't make any excuses, handled it like a real pro.
And that's why not only should he be proud of his mom, but his mom should be proud of him. Conducts himself for a kid that has so much so early like a class act. Could have hung the referee out to dry, instead said, hey, I made some mistakes too tonight. Own up. It wasn't the final play that cost us the game. I cost us the game by my play overall.
Parker goes 1 for 2 again. He's got 6 points. And then Parker has led the team in scoring in all 3 games and leads them in scoring overall for the series at almost 25 a game. Bowen, the deflection. Inside, nice feed to Gooden. Quick shot, won't go. Robert Horry fresh in the game with a rebound. But a push is called on Ilgauskas, so that's his first. Cavs had a good first half as well in Game 3. In fact, led by as many as 8 before the Spurs finished with a 10-0 run. And that seemed to really deflate the crowd and the Cavaliers themselves a bit. Bowen knocks down a 2-pointer. Bowen, who had 13 points in Game 3.
And that's part of the problem. When you are playing very good basketball against the Spurs, you have to have something to show for it. They cannot climb back into the ball game and be lead.
James not another. You talked about him squaring up and just being in a good spot to shoot. That was picture perfect.
He does. Usually he has that little Michael Jordan right leg kick. Tonight, up off 2 feet, landing on 2 feet, much better balance.
Ginóbili in the game. Drive to the basket, won't go. Gets his own rebound on the deflection. Duncan picks it up. Duncan makes his move. Won't go. Gooden tips it to Ilgauskas, and here comes James. Pass to Pavlovich. Gibson for 3. And Parker the rebound. Here's Parker. So quick down the... Oh, what a shot from Parker. Lightning fast, and then a circus shot as he falls down.
Somebody please tell me how he made that shot.
Gibson will try it too. Boy, you love to see him come back. He just missed a 3 from almost the same spot. And shows you that he's still confident.
Well, this is a tough, confident young man. Struggled in Game 3, but he's come out already on a mission. Not afraid to take and make shots.
Parker puts it in. It gets to the point now with Parker that you're almost surprised when he misses. And there's that woman who's been stalking him throughout the playoffs. Pavlovich. Ginóbili. Gets inside again. Ginóbili with a pretty play. Boy, those two, the way they go to the rim.
Too many gaps in Cleveland's defense early on perimeter drives. They've got to shut the lane down.
As Parker and Ginóbili getting inside, and the Spurs have their first lead. Some sensational moves from the guards of the San Antonio Spurs.
This guy is past the speeding limit. Somebody give him a ticket. Parker. Acrobatic lane over LeBron James. Somebody get back on defense. The crossover going 100 miles an hour. See you later, booby.
He had no points in the first quarter of Game 3. He's got 10 already tonight.
The NBA Finals on ABC, brought to you by Budweiser. Reach for a Budweiser, the perfect balance of flavor and refreshment. Open up a world of taste. Verizon Wireless. Mitsubishi Motors, driven to thrill. And Evan Almighty, from the director of Bruce Almighty, in theaters June 22nd.
A little over 3 minutes remaining. First quarter of Game 4 of the Finals. And the Spurs now with a 1-point lead. Let's take a look at the fantastic forward to watch. This goes back from Game 3. Of course, the big three for San Antonio did a pretty good job, especially Ginóbili, who did not have a field goal. LeBron James did wind up with 25 points. But he will have to play huge, shoot more efficiently, Jeff, and also certainly not turn the ball over. Right now, let's bring our sideline reporter. Start with Stuart Scott. Hello, Stuart.
Hey, Mike, how are you? You know, some of the Cavaliers watched tape of Game 3 and said that they like their hustle. Veteran Eric Snow told me it's not enough. He said the problem is the Spurs have not felt worried. He told me, he said, hey, they're human. They'll get rattled, but you got to rattle them. You got to make them feel threatened. Just before they broke for the opening tap, LeBron James yelled at his teammates, the only thing we have to worry about is outworking them. Now, for reporting the Spurs, let's go to Michelle Tafoya.
All right, well, Manu Ginóbili scored just 3 points in Game 3, but he said that isn't bothering him because the Spurs won in spite of it. But he hopes to play better tonight. He said, I want to help my team. And he knows they're on the brink of a sweep, but he said, we have to play like this is Game 7 and it's our last chance to win. So we have to be professional and humble about it, Mike.
All right, Michelle inside pass to Alberto, and Alberto able to bank it in. Greg Popovich saying, we don't need any new boxing speech from me. This team knows what the task at hand is. But there's got to be, in some ways, just a little bit of a edge loss. You're up 3-0. You're feeling good as LeBron James misfires. Rebound Parker. Now we have a foul call against Alberto. Then you come here, you win a tough hard-fought game. You're up 3-0. The tendency is to relax a little bit.
Well, that's what makes San Antonio different in my mind. They don't do what normal teams do, which is relax, get complacent, expect their success to continue. They're going to try to take care of it right now. Who knows what could happen? A win, confidence-filled, an untimely injury, anything can change the flow of an NBA game and series.
Alberto sits down with 2 fouls. Francisco Elson comes in. Daniel Marshall has checked in as well for Cleveland. Anderson Varejao as well. Under 2 minutes to play here in the first. Marshall fakes the 3. Varejao spinning. Tough shot, knocks it down. He took some heat last couple of days for that drive to the basket in the final seconds instead of giving it back to LeBron James as the Spurs turn it over. We asked Mike Brown, are you going to talk to the players about that? He says, I learned from Bernie Bickerstaff the 24-hour rule. And he says, you know what? You want to tell the players something, but you need to let the emotions go aside. Wait 24 hours. Oh, James on the slam. And the Cavs back up by 1.
Excellent read rather than going on top of the pick and roll. Recognizes that they're cheating, rolls by a baseline, and explodes to the rim.
Parker. Elson not expecting it, lost the ball. Snow, nice pass ahead to Marshall, into James, gathers himself and draws the foul. Well, LeBron James coming out attacking. Have not seen many of those in this series. By the way, Jeff, when you coached, did you have a 24-hour rule?
For Anderson Varejao, that shot, I wouldn't even have had a 24-second rule. You know what bothers me about that? Not only was it a bad play, but then the next day, he said he made the right play. No, and I'm being serious. If a guy can't learn from something like that, first of all, to me, he should have rolled to the rim. All right, he didn't roll to the rim. He got it back. He drove. He said that was being aggressive. No, that was a misread. That ball should have gone to somebody else. And then, after having the chance to examine it, to think that he did the right thing, that would be disturbing to me.
Well, he's such a young, energetic, hustle player that still obviously has his limitations and still obviously needs to know those limitations.
Well, somebody has to tell him also. No disrespect to him, but there's a reason why they're in the final. And it's number 23. Find a way to get him the basketball and play off of him.
Shot clock down to 1, and the Spurs turn it over. That's 5 turnovers in the first quarter. James. Double. Gibson open for 3. Verjao tips it out of bounds. Pavlovich going to come back in. San Antonio is shooting 53% from the field, but again, the 5 turnovers have hurt as Gibson sits down. Gibson hitting a couple of field goals here in the first, only won the entire game 3. Has 2 here in the first quarter of game 4. And San Antonio will hold for the final shot. Popovich saying, let's go, let's go. Now they're tied up. Bowen leans in trying to draw the foul, and James got hit in the face. A little shaken up. Bowen pats him on the back, makes sure he's okay. Sportsmanship there. But LeBron James a little shaken up. Did a good job not going for the fake. Yeah, well, take time out. First quarter complete here in game 4. Cleveland Cavaliers trying to keep their season alive. Assists and also hitting a couple of those mid-range jumpers that have been absent. All 5 starters scored, and Cleveland's defense was solid, forcing 5 turnovers. Jock Vaughn has come in to start the second, along with Bowen, Robert Horry, Francisco Elson, and Manu Ginóbili. Meanwhile, Eric Snow, Damon Jones in his first appearance, Verjao, LeBron James, and Daniel Marshall. Jones, good open look. 3-pointer too strong. And a foul has been called on Jacques Vaughn, knocking down Eric Snow, who tried to set the screen. So the Cavs will take it out of bounds.
2 things on that play. I thought LeBron James could have risen up, coming off the initial down screen for the shot. And then that's the second time Eric Snow, not being a great shooter, has set a flare screen to open up a teammate. Unfortunately, they've missed both open 3-point shots.
And a turnover as Marshall and Snow got mixed up. Let's go to Michelle.
Hey guys, I've been covering the Spurs bench throughout the playoffs, and for the first time in this postseason, Greg Popovich absolutely lit into his team during the last time out. Most of it I can't repeat, but in essence, he said we'd rather win than lose, but you're playing like garbage. Get your heads on straight and take care of the ball. And he was red-faced, and he's going to hate that right there, guys.
I would love the exact translation of that huddle as the foul called to prevent the fast break. Ginóbili picks up the personal. Yeah, that's number 1 for him.
That translation is available on ESPN 3. Okay.
We got to give Michelle credit for the remix.
So Snow brings it across. Jones. Nice drive. Verjao had it, lost it. Vaughn picks it up. Ginóbili to the basket. Nice move from Ginóbili. 0 for 7 in game 3, but already a couple of field goals here tonight.
Tremendous screen by Elson. He adjusted his screen to the baseline side, and it caught the Cavaliers' big man playing to the top side. That's why Ginóbili got all the way to the rim.
Snow with a jumper, the high arcing shot. Eric Snow, the only player on the Cavs with finals experience with Seattle and with New Jersey. As Robert Ory sets it up. Snow back home from Canton, Ohio. Ginóbili. And it hits the shot clock. Snow playing with the Philadelphia 76ers in the 2001 finals and with the Seattle Sonics. Played with Gary Payton with the Sonics in those finals, was just a backup. Hasn't played a lot of minutes in these finals so far, but out there here in the second.
Really giving him quality minutes. The question is, does he have flaws in his game? Are there things that he cannot do? Yes, but the guy knows how to play the game of basketball.
Duncan's going to come back in the game.
Second factor for the Spurs number 21, Tim Duncan.
So Duncan in, Ory out. And the Cavs will inbound. Team fouls on San Antonio in less than 2 minutes. Marshall steps back. Varejao. Back out. Damon Jones. That's good. The buzzer. As the shot clock winding down, Damon Jones hits the three.
And that looked like the Spurs running their offense. Inside, outside, unselfish play. You wind up with a wide open shot on the perimeter.
Snow backs off Vaughn. Vaughn takes advantage and hits the jumper.
That's what I love about Eric Snow and Jacques Vaughn. Both guys know that they're not jump shooters, but they put the time in so that they know how they're going to be played during the course of a game. People are going to dare them to make shots, and those guys are prepared.
2-point lead for the Cavs. Early second quarter. James, hard drive, kicks it back out. Marshall for three. And rebound Bowen nearly knocked down by Duncan. Ginóbili again drives to the basket. Shuffle pass to Elson. And Elson got fouled. Snow raises his hand and picks up his first. So free throws coming up for Elson. The free throw shooting has been dismal. 3 of 7 for San Antonio. 0 for 2 for Cleveland. And Elson, the second-round pick of Denver way back in '99, but didn't play in the NBA right away. Played overseas in Spain for 4 years. And then signed as a free agent with San Antonio. Because his seasons are normally over long ago. His former teammate Marcus Camby is talking to him frequently, congratulating him on his postseason success. Snow, meanwhile, will sit down. All right, so far, what do you like from the Cavaliers? What are you seeing tonight?
Well, I like the pace of the game for the Cavaliers. They're pushing the ball off makes and misses. They're getting out in transition. Unselfish play, spreading the ball, and LeBron James is in attack mode, whether it be for himself or finding guys high percentage looks.
Drive trying to rattle Elson, who's taking the full 10-second allotment. Although I've never seen that called in an NBA game.
They don't even count anymore.
I think the longest I've ever, Alonzo Mourning, I think took the longest of any player I remember.
That was a 24-second violation.
Just over 3 minutes gone by here in the second. And it's all even at 25. James pulls up, short. During the regular season, the Cavs so tough at home, they were 30-11 as Duncan misses and gets fouled. And they'd only lost 1 game prior to the other night during the playoffs. And right now trying to force another home game, which would be Sunday if there's a game 5. Timeout. 8:31 remaining here in the second. The Cleveland Cavaliers trying to play for one more day. Right now, it's all even.
Thanks for watching NBA on ABC.
Home of the NBA Finals.
Second quarter of game 4, all tied up at 25. Time for our Coors Light freeze cam. It's obvious the Spurs strategy, don't let LeBron James beat us. That's what they're saying.
And he's making all the right decisions. Recognize right away how he's being defended. Goes by. 3 Spurs defenders there present. The recognition, find the open man. excellent screen from Eric Snow. Gibson in the corner all by himself. Delivers the basketball. You have to knock that shot down. Second play, LeBron recognizing where the Spurs defenders are. Attack. 5 Spurs guarding LeBron James. Finds the open guy. Good look. Does not knock it down. Operation success, but the patient died.
James, meanwhile, yesterday was saying about the Spurs, he says they don't have the greatest athletes in the world. They don't have the greatest shooters in the world, but they probably have the greatest team in the world. He has such respect for the defensive strategy and the way they've made everything so difficult for him. As Duncan to the line, he missed his first 2 tonight.
And the thing with that, the Spurs are not going to adjust and allow LeBron James to get room, even if those guys are making shots. But what it will do if they knock down shots, it will buy LeBron an extra step, that extra step that they get on the help defender and give him more room to dance.
Duncan now 1 for 3, and the Spurs have already missed 5 free throws. Gibson and Jones and some outside shooters out there right now, along with Marshall. James looking to post up. It's inside, and the pass intended for Varejao. He was not expecting it. And a turnover for Cleveland, their 3rd.
I like LeBron James in that situation. Get it on the block and make a grown man move. Don't try to be a playmaker in the paint area. Too big and too strong. Take Bruce Bowen for a ride.
Varejao guarding Duncan. Finley goes right to him. Shot clock at 7. Stripped by Varejao. Late whistle and a call. As Varejao will pick up his first. He objects to it, as does Mike Brown. But it looked like he whacked him.
His first, team's 3rd foul.
That's pretty close now. After he knocked the ball loose, he came down on the arm, but that looked pretty good.
I tell you, guys will be arguing right now and ready to fight in the park where I'm from. They say the hand is part of the ball.
Well, is the hand and the arm and the elbow all part of the ball? That's a clear foul.
Duncan misses again. Of course, you can see every game of the finals right here on ABC at 8:30 Eastern. And tip-off shortly after 9. So if the Cavs win tonight, Game 5 will be Sunday back here in Cleveland. And then if they should continue, next Tuesday and Thursday, Game 6s and 7 will be back in San Antonio. There are not a lot of people, even here in Cleveland, who think the series is going to go that long. But the Cavaliers continue to say they still believe. Win tonight, try and play the next game, and throw out as many cliches as you want, one game at a time, whatever. But they've done a decent job so far this evening. James misses. Offensive foul. Jock Vaughn steps in and takes a hard hit as James picks up his first.
Not only did he pick up his first foul, but he asked Mike Brown to take him out of the ball game. Came up hobbled after Jock Vaughn steps in for the offensive foul.
He's looking up to see the replay. No, that's a charge. It obviously landed funny, so he's going to sit down. And they quickly attend to him.
If I'm Mike Brown right now, I go over to LeBron and say, let me know when you're feeling better.
I would have done that from when he's on the court. You're all right.
Well, you're saying it's almost to the point of a game like this, just let him play 48 minutes.
Right. I mean, you know, other than obviously where he got banged up a little bit, but no sense. He doesn't need rest. He's got great endurance.
Duncan misses. Ilgauskas with another rebound, already with 6. Duncan, meanwhile, 0 for 5 from the field and 2 for 6 from the free throw line. Gibson splits the defenders, gets to the goal, but misses the layup. Almost pokes it away from Duncan. Spurs pushing.
And you just look at Tim Duncan. He can dominate a basketball game even struggling from the field. So many different ways to be the best player on the floor.
Vaughn. That's why Game 3 was so impressive for this team. Shot clock at 2. Finley has to jack it up. It's the back of the rim. And Duncan with the rebound. It was one of those games where their star players really didn't have huge games. They struggled offensively, yet still came up with a big road win. Ginóbili. Vaughn. Kicks it out. Ginóbili. That's a three and puts it in. It seemed like such a difficult possession, yet they still come away with 3 points and a 9-0 run now from San Antonio. And Mike Brown wisely calls timeout, not just to talk it over, but perhaps to give James more time to recover, as they still attend to him on the bench. So San Antonio once again quietly goes on a run, and they lead by 5. Tonight's aerial coverage brought to you by Goodyear. Get there on Silent Armor Technology. Spurs by 5. You talk to anyone around the team and they'll tell you, you don't know the real Tim Duncan. He's usually that stoic player, but they talk about his great sense of humor that people rarely see. Well, earlier this season, they had their tip-off luncheon with all the season ticket holders. Brent Barry and Tony Parker put together this skit based on a TV talk show hosted by those two. And they had Duncan play the old Johnny Carson character, Karnak the Magnificent.
I need complete silence, please. Complete silence. Hedo Turkoglu, Nowitzki, and PJ Carlissimo.
Hedo Turkoglu, Nowitzki, and PJ Carlissimo.
Name a Turk, a Dirk, and a jerk.
A side that you don't normally see of Duncan as they poke fun at their favorite assistant coach, PJ Carlissimo, who the players absolutely love. And it's a team that has a lot of fun. You don't see it on the floor again because they're so professional and just to efficiently beat you night in and night out, but they really are a fun group.
This is a group that really gets it. They understand it's about winning, but they get it as people also.
Gooden. Good shot from Gooden. LeBron James back on the floor. Pulling up a little brace on that left knee. Parker. Finley. And Ilgauskas another rebound. Big Z's done a good job on the boards already with 7. Just 2 and 3 defenders around him as soon as he touches it. Ilgauskas tries to go up and under and lost the ball. 5 turnovers for Cleveland, same as San Antonio.
I think if you're LeBron James, unless you're going to find one of the big guys for an open jump shot, you don't need to play pick and roll basketball. Get into an isolation situation, play one-on-one, and make a play out of that. Pick and roll, they're going to trap.
Duncan finding Ginóbili, and Ginóbili, not that time, Gooden with a rebound.
I'm very impressed with Cleveland's defense overall. They know what they're trying to accomplish. They play it well, and they play it hard.
Eric Snow knocks down his second shot. And it's back to a 1-point game. Well, that's the biggest difference since Mike Brown has been here. He worked to completely change the mindset. And they're one of the better defensive teams in the NBA.
You don't learn anything from the Spurs. Learn that playing great defense will keep you involved.
Nice pass. Duncan and Nelson hook up beautifully.
And I'll tell you, very few 7-footers, once they start on the dribble, can pass off the dribble. A tremendous play by Tim Duncan to Elson for the basket.
Getting no Larry Hughes for the second straight game. James, not that time, good the offensive rebound. And comes up short, grabs it again. They were the #1 offensive rebounding team in the NBA during the regular season. Part of that is they were the 24th shooting team, so they had a lot of more opportunities, but it's still a strength. Ilgauskas able to finish.
And once again, Eric Snow in the middle of it. Knocking down jump shots, that time puts the ball on the floor and makes a play for Ilgauskas.
Ginóbili with James guarding him. Little out of control. Somehow it finds its way to Parker. Tony Parker with a 3. He hit a huge 3 at the end of game 3. And Parker now 5 for 5 from the field.
Oh, that's really fair. The guy who's the quickest on the floor now is going to start making threes.
Ball was deflected by Elson. He has never been a good three-point shooter. For his career, just 31%. And he hasn't taken a lot last couple of years as Bowen checks back in, along with Robert Horry. And he's been perfect tonight.
Well, he's had a great series so far, and doesn't seem like he's going to stop anytime soon.
Gooden double team, and Duncan pokes it away. Ragauskas wanted a foul. Horry for three. Under 3 minutes remaining here in the first half. Another low-scoring game. Game 3 was the second lowest in NBA Finals history. Combined score. Snow way off. And here comes Parker. Oh, Parker, another pretty move and finish. Sensational play from Tony Parker. Mike Brown wants timeout. This is the largest lead of the first half. It's a 20-second timeout. An 11-point turnaround. And Tony Parker remains perfect. 6 for 6 from the field. He's got 15 first half points.
Team, the secret of the surfer will be revealed. GMC, we are professional grade. And Radio Shack, don't just buy stuff, do stuff.
Beautiful night in Cleveland. It's been an 11-point turnaround. Cavs are up by 5, but now trail by 6. Late second quarter of game 4. In attendance, part owner of the team, Usher, Drew Carey, and some pretty good football players. Franco Harris, who looks like he's still in great shape. Hall of Famer of the Steelers. And Tom Brady, dressed in black. Terrell Owens as well, dressed in bright colors.
I'll tell you what, though, at some point, Jeff has to let it go. A young kid growing up in the Bay Area still upset with Franco Harris. Let it go, man.
He ruined my childhood. That was a illegal catch at the time. It definitely hit off. It didn't hit the defender's shoulder, as they said, and bounced back.
Let it go. It's okay.
The emotional scars are still visible.
You know, the steel curtain wouldn't have been a steel drape if not for they cheated the Oakland Raiders. Kenny Snake Stabler, God bless you.
Good on the drive. Wild shot attempt, and Duncan with his 7th rebound. Then you look, Duncan is 0 for 5, and they're still up by 6. As you said, Mark, he beat you in so many ways.
My problem with the Cavs are they can play so well, and you look up and they're still down 6 points. A situation where if they play the right way and limit their mistakes, they'd be up 10. But the Spurs continue to chip away and make the right play.
Well, Cleveland shooting just 39%. They have 31 points with about a minute and a half remaining in the half. Another struggle offensively. James way off the mark. And after hitting their first 2 from downtown, they're 1 for their last 7. And the end of the first half has been a real problem for Cleveland, especially game 3. That was a killer. After the Cavs had played well, they went into the locker room trailing again.
I'm a big boxing fan. What it reminds me of how Sugar Ray Leonard used to steal the rounds at the end of the round. 10, 20 seconds to go, put on a flurry. That's what the Spurs are doing.
Duncan inside, and he traveled. Let's see the purple foot.
And they took Bruce Bowen out, so Ginóbili will be matched up against James. Critical that they make a little mini run right here.
James to the hoop, and he got fouled. Over that turnover by Duncan. The first for the Spurs in the second after they had 5. That's been a key for the turnaround. They're in the penalty as Ginóbili picks up his second. And James to the line. Well, in just 2 short playoff years, he's become the Cavs' all-time leading playoff scorer, passing Mark Price earlier in the finals.
Well, it really says a lot about the accomplishments of this basketball team the last couple of years. Mike Brown, the all-time leader in playoff wins for Cleveland coach, and LeBron James, the all-time leader in scoring. That's getting it done, and this team has a bright future.
This is another free throw. Cavs 1 for 4 from the line. Parker to the basket. Wild shot. Ilgauskas the rebound. He was trying to draw a foul. Didn't get the call. And his first miss of the night.
And LeBron James calling for the basketball against Ginóbili.
Powers in. Layup. Won't go. Ilgauskas tip. Won't go. Gets it again. And Duncan finally comes down with it. Ginóbili. Barry fakes a 3. And a 3-second violation's called. Tim Duncan.
3-second violation. Tennis ball.
So with 33.1 remaining. Another low-scoring half. You see the Cavs with just 32 points. They're 5 of 18 here in the second quarter.
And they've had some good shots. Right there, they had James at the basket. Ilgauskas to finish it up. Just hasn't been able to get on any rhythm, get any flow.
That was the case again at the end of game 3. The opportunities were there. They just never capitalized. James against Finley. Spinning and banks it in. Good power move from LeBron James.
And that's a play he can do all day long. Put him on the block and let him take advantage of the smaller defender.
Shot clock and game clock nearly identical. Parker waiting. And they had a foul to give. Gibson picks up his second personal, and the Spurs will inbound. Mike Brown will send both Eric Snow and Varejao in. And Greg Popovich will use his 22nd timeout. So we'll take a quick break. When we come back, 5.1 remaining. Spurs to inbound as we wind down the first half. The replica of the Larry Brown Trophy, the real thing, could be handed out tonight if San Antonio holds on and sweeps this series. It would be the first sweep since 2002 when the Lakers beat the Nets. And there you see so far the leading scorers for both teams. Tony Parker missing that one shot. LeBron James much more aggressive, attacking the goal. But his teammates also not knocking down the open jumpers that they've had. You get the sense the crowd is feeling that. Again, they had the great energy to start, but you just watch how methodically the Spurs just wear you down. And it's deflated the crowd a bit as well.
And what you want to do is, on the road, eliminate the crowd. And the Spurs have done that time and time again.
They're only down by 5. And as you mentioned, Jeff, they hit a few more shots. They're leading this game. Ginóbili gets inside. Layup won't go. Varejao knocked out of bounds. And there'll be 2/10 remaining. I think they're going to put some more time back on the clock. They're going to make it 5/10. Which is enough to catch and shoot. So Eric Snow will inbound. He's Bennett Salvatore, the crew chief. James, half court. That'll count if it goes. Off the mark. And that will end the first half. Another struggle offensively for the Cavaliers. James did have 9 points. Meanwhile, for San Antonio, Tim Duncan 0 for 5, 2 points. And the team missed 6 free throws, but they still have the lead. Their defense was sensational. And Tony Parker was, well, Tony Parker. And he's with Michelle.
Yeah, 6 of 7, 15 points in the first half for Tony Parker. But you guys got off to a bit of a rough start. How did you turn it around?
Yeah, we had a bad start, a lot of turnovers, and you don't want to do that on the road. But
Second quarter, we slow it down a little bit, get it inside of Timmy, and we got some easy basket. Play good defense. They only scored 34 points, so hopefully we play the same D and play a little bit better on offense.
Yeah, I've got to ask you what concerns you. We thought maybe you had taken Cleveland's best shot in Game 3. They've come out pretty well tonight. What is the biggest concern for the second half?
They got a lot of pride. You know, they're gonna play with a lot of energy. They're at home, and we need to play with the same intensity and the same energy we did at Game 3. So it's gonna be tough. They're not just gonna give it to us, so we have to go get it.
Thanks, Tony.
All right, thank you.
Mike?
All right, Michelle, Greg Popovich would be proud of that mindset. Coming up, the T-Mobile halftime report. Michael Wilbon's essay. Take a look. Are the Spurs a dynasty? Question being asked right now, plus first half stats and analysis. Halftime here of Game 4. T-Mobile halftime report coming up after these messages. The late Red Auerbach and the Celtics dynasty. If the Spurs win either tonight or this series, will they be part of the debate of the latest sports dynasty? Right now they've got a 5-point lead halftime of Game 4. And I get everyone with Mark Jackson and Jeff Van Gundy, Mike Breen on hand. San Antonio Spurs, it's unbelievable how they have certain struggles, but the teams can't take advantage because that defense is so awesome. Cleveland, just every offensive possession is a chore, Jeff.
It sure is. They're just struggling to get quality shots, and when they do, they're still missing.
Meanwhile, they've got some guys who can go to the basket and finish and do it with some flair, and that's part of our Coors Light freeze can.
Well, good word. I call them finishers. Guys that at the end of the quarters or end of possessions, they know how to get it done. And that's what the Spurs are full of. Ginóbili with the basketball. Where is the help defense? Fake, goes middle. 4 Cavalier defenders watching the blow-by. This is for the championship. And then Tony Parker exploding in transition off of the right foot. Leans, continues with the balance, gets it up before LeBron James can get into the picture and finishes.
And then you look at Tim Duncan. He's 0 for 5 from the field, Jeff, and they still have a 5-point lead. They beat you in so many ways.
Well, Duncan's obviously had a struggle. 0 for 5, 2 for 6 from the free throw line, 3 turnovers. So how are they ahead? Well, Duncan anchors the best team defense in the league. He protects the basket here on Gibson's penetration without fouling. And then on offense, a very difficult pass off the dribble to the cutting Nelson. And then again, no one gets into the lane unimpeded. And then finally creates extra possessions for the Spurs with a great wedge rebounding. Tim Duncan helps you win whether he scores or not.
See the 8 rebounds for Duncan. But now let's check the sidelines and start with Stewart.
Thanks a lot, Mike. I talked to Coach Brown as he came out of the locker room. He said that he likes his team's energy, but they got to get back and cover Tony Parker. He said Parker's killing us in transition. I said, Coach, what did you tell your team with possibly 24 minutes left in the season? He said, it's not about any time left in this season. He said, I told them we got 24 minutes left in this game. For a report of the Spurs, let's go to Michelle Tafoya.
All right, Stu, well, I spoke to Greg Popovich at halftime. I asked him about Tim Duncan's 0 for 5 shooting, and he said they're just not falling. He's getting great looks. They're just not falling. And he also talked about their struggles at the free throw line. He said, we're playing solid defense. We've got to get Timmy going, and we've got to make our foul shots. Guys?
They're playing solid defense, Michelle. Use the understatement. They've done it every round. Every opponent has scored far less in their playoff series than they did in the regular season, because of this great Spur defense. Good, the floater. Nice start for the Cavaliers.
He started the first half the same way. Got it on the perimeter, shot fake, drove it right, and scored.
6 points for Gooden. The crowd just so desperate for a Cavalier run. It was such a deflating loss the other night. The Spurs have that way of breaking your spirit. And we have inside a 3-second violation. Second one tonight.
I tell you, if you're the Cavs, why not post up LeBron James this entire half? Every time he has the ball on the block, they get something good out of it.
As good a defender as Bruce Bowen is, James is about 40 to 45 pounds heavier. Wraparound pass, a bad one. And Alberto with the steal. James has struggled in turnovers. 17 in the first 3 games, and he's got 3 tonight.
Well, that's a bad pass. Trying to go for the home run play was good and wide open.
Duncan makes his move, tough angle, and he drew the foul. Gooden with the bump. And Tim Duncan will go back to the line.
And at the other end with James's post up, first of all, he caught it at the 3-point line. So it takes so long to get your way worked into the lane that allows the San Antonio Spurs to converge. But secondly, when you're a post player or a pick and roll player, you got to think score first. And until they get the ball out of your hands, think score and then let the pass open up.
Duncan knocking down the free throw. Of course, at the end of NBA Finals, and there's Tim Duncan's wife, Amy, in Sydney. They're due for a child this summer. Here's second.
If I was a university, I'd start recruiting Duncan and James's kid right now.
Bruce Bowen had one also.
Hey, you need a perimeter defender.
Well, I think it's the first time in finals history that 2 participants actually became dads during the series, as Bowen had one. His second child, and LeBron James' second child, born early this morning, shortly before 1 o'clock. Bryce Maximus, a middle name from the Gladiator movie.
He needs to play like the Gladiator this half.
Finley misses. Good in the rebound. Let's send it over to Stu.
Mike, Bryce Maximus came because LeBron's girlfriend, Savannah, liked the name Bryce. He said he wanted to give the child the first name Maximus, but he said, well, since she did the work and carried the child, she got first name dibs. I got first name dibs on our first child, LeBron Jr. Mike?
Thank you, Stu. Single coverage now, the double team, and Duncan spins the right way and knocks it down.
Send him on one block, he draws the contact. Goes to the opposite block, has so much in his repertoire, able to answer whatever defense he faces.
And that's his first field goal. 1 for 6 is Duncan, yet San Antonio still in front. James, tough shot, and it won't fall. Parker gets a running start. 1 man to beat. Gets past Pavlovich, draws the foul, and 1. Terrific second effort from Parker. Little change of speed there to fool Pavlovich.
Very deceptive, pushing the basketball, lulls you to sleep, and then all of a sudden changes gears. This is 3 Cavs defenders running, and it's Tony Parker, a 1-man fast break, able to finish, get the contact, and go to the line for the 3-point play. And the bench loves the speed and the finishing ability of Tony.
Well, the way this series has gone and the way Parker's playing again right now, if the Spurs come on and finish off this game, he could be the finals MVP. This is a free throw. Well, he's 2 for 5 from the line.
Could is an understatement. This guy has to win this award whenever San Antonio closes it out.
Still 21 minutes to play, however. Ilgauskas falling away. Nice soft touch from Big Z.
They've gotten quality play from Ilgauskas. He's the one guy that has shown up every single game and doing the little things, rebounding and scoring the block. Just solid all-around play.
6 points, 10 boards tonight. Trying to stop Duncan. He's done a pretty good job on him and does so there. Here comes Gibson. Game's calling for it. Gooden says go through. It's my turn. And it's the shot. And it's back to 4. And timeout call by Greg Popovich. Wants to stop any kind of momentum. Cleveland Cavaliers and their fans so desperate to keep their season alive.
Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. The all-new Toyota Tundra, the truck that's changing it all. And Transformers starts Tuesday, July 3rd. This film is not yet rated.
Back in Cleveland, third quarter, and the Spurs lead is 4. San Antonio's defense has been superb once again. One of the key reasons, the play of 36-year-old Bruce Bowen. It's his birthday today. What an assignment he's had in the playoffs. All right, guard Allen Iverson. That was in the first round against Denver as they beat the Nuggets. You also have to guard Carmelo Anthony as well. All right, so you move past the second round. Boy, it gets a lot easier. Now you have to take on Steve Nash. Then Deron Williams, who was one of the hotter players in the playoffs, the young point guard for Utah. And now you get to guard LeBron James. It's why he's considered by many as the best perimeter defender in the league. A guy who wasn't drafted back in '93. Took him 3 years to even make the league. Played in the CBA in France. But he got here because of his hard work and his hustle and his willingness to guard the best opponent night in and night out.
And the guy is in the discussion when you talk about most valuable players for the Spurs this postseason. Because without Bruce Bowen, they do not win the title.
He has done a superb job on LeBron James. Granted, it's a team defensive concept, but it starts with Bowen as Parker misses. A rare miss for Parker tonight. With coaching going on the sidelines with the veterans. They just want to play another day. That's what many of the Cavs were saying before the game tonight. Just need to win tonight, and then we'll try again Sunday. James can't get it to fall. He's now 4 for 15 from the field. His perimeter shot has just not fallen in the finals. Rebound Parker. Duncan. Ilgauskas trying to be physical with him. There's the double. Ginóbili aims the three and knocks it down. And it's back to 7.
And part of the problem is LeBron James closing out on Ginóbili stops midway through. You have to follow through and chase him off of that spot. Allow Ginóbili to step in, take his time, and knock down the jumper.
And you see his numbers. He's missed 8 of 9 since the first quarter. But he has to keep shooting. And that one hits the shot clock. We look so confident his first couple of jumpers tonight.
Well, you can be confident, but if the Spurs have no answer for LeBron James on the block, why are you running for something on the perimeter? Put him on the block until they answer that question.
Ginóbili finds Alberto. Fabricio Alberto back out. Bowen a 3. Well short. And Gooden does a good job with position on Duncan. 10 rebounds for Gooden. Gibson, nice feed. Ilgauskas gets whacked by Duncan. And it's only his first foul.
Good read by Gibson. Don't wait for anybody else to make the play. Sometimes you have to be aggressive. That time, forcing the issue, breaking down Tony Parker, causing the help to come, finding Ilgauskas, who takes the punishment and is going to the line for 2.
They've only taken 4 free throws. LeBron James has taken all of them, so the only other Cav to get to the line. Don't forget, every game of the finals right here on ABC, 8:30 Eastern. Tip-off shortly after 9. If the Cavs win, Game 5 will be Sunday right here in Cleveland. If the Cavs win again, Game 6 would be Tuesday back in San Antonio. And then a Game 7 would be a week from tonight. Cavaliers just trying to think about winning tonight and get that Game 5 on Sunday. Pavlovich aggressive on Ginóbili. Kicks it out. Parker. That's a 3. Tony Parker, another 3-pointer. All of a sudden, he's got range from downtown. And this equals the largest lead of the game. 20 points on 8 of 10 from the field. Gooden. And Duncan his 9th rebound. Duncan on the fake. Alberto, nice pass back and a foul. And you're starting to see a little bit of that frustration right now on the Cavs. They have to work so hard defensively, and they've done a pretty good job, but it's not helping out the way they're struggling on the other end.
Well, it's awfully tough to watch another team pick you apart when you're struggling offensively, and then another team comes down and gets anything they want. It's tough to take.
Duncan just 5 points, but 9 rebounds and the usual stellar defense. The Spurs go on and win. It would be Tim Duncan's 4th title. He's only 31 years old. What a magnificent career. And James the rebound. James to the basket. Good hard drive. Bowen defended him beautifully. And Gibson wraps up Parker to prevent the fast break.
This has been happening all night in transition, where Daniel Gibson is not all the way back and set. He's waiting until San Antonio rebounds. That's why he's always trying to chase Tony Parker down. They don't have enough numbers back to guard Parker effectively.
9-point advantage, which is the largest of the game. The Cavs have never led in the second half of any game of the series. Ginóbili. And Ilgauskas, 11 boards. Pavlovich. And again, the shots will not fall. And you hear the groans from the sellout crowd here at the Quicken Loans Arena. They're down to 33% shooting. Fouls on Pavlovich. That's his third. They came into the game shooting just 40% from the field and just 28% from three-point range. And we'll have a timeout. So San Antonio and their defense once again dominating. Now they're bringing them back on the floor. Now they're saying the Cavs call timeout. We'll take a break. Here's the San Antonio Spurs trying to move closer to another championship. Tonight's aerial coverage brought to you by Goodyear. Get there on Silent Armor Technology. 4:58 remaining here in this third quarter. 9-point lead for San Antonio here at the Quicken Loans Arena. Another capacity crowd. There's Commissioner David Stern, who's, of course, watched some great players in his day over the years. Watching Tim Duncan tonight. One of the questions people are talking about, you see Shaquille O'Neal, Tim Duncan, Kobe Bryant. Since Michael Jordan first retired with the Bulls, who has been the best player in the game since that time? They've all had some unbelievable stretches. They've all had championships. And you look at Duncan, perhaps his fourth title tonight. O'Neal getting his fourth last year. Kobe Bryant, 3 with the Lakers. 3 tremendous players, 3 future Hall of Famers. Who's been the best, guys?
Well, that's an excellent question, and it's a close race. But if I had to select one of those guys, it'd be Shaquille O'Neal. Tim Duncan, great, about to pick up his 4th title. Shaquille O'Neal, been the most dominant basketball player on the face of the earth since Michael Jordan's departure. The best argument for Duncan is he's done it without another Robin. Shaq has done it with 2 Batmans in Kobe and Dwayne Wade.
Jeff?
Well, I think Duncan, certainly you can make the argument like Mark said, because he hasn't had that premier perimeter player, although Parker and Ginóbili are very, very good. I think his sustained excellence over the course of those 9 years sets him apart. But certainly Duncan, and I would agree with Mark on this, no one made you change game plans more than Shaquille O'Neal.
And every coach over the past however long he's played now will tell you that. James, nice feed to Gooden. Inside, counting, and a foul. Drew Gooden coming out here in the third quarter. And it's 52-44. Third foul on Ginóbili.
Even on this play, LeBron is on the block. The Spurs have no answer for it. Finds Drew Gooden. Great job of avoiding the block shot, finishing, getting the contact, and going to the line for the possible three-point play. But the answer is putting LeBron on the block.
6 assists now for LeBron James. Cavs back within 7.
And Mikey's got a double-double through Gooden. I'm a big fan of those double-doubles.
You hate those things.
Oh, man.
An overrated stat in your eye, right? Why do you think? Pass inside to Parker.
Well, the guy has 25 points and 9 rebounds. Is that worse than 10 points and 10 rebounds? I dare not say.
Ginóbili, that basket won't count. Foul beforehand. Feel the same way about triple doubles?
But if it's a quadruple double, go ahead with it.
Meanwhile, that's 4 fouls on Pavlovich, and they're in the penalty, so Ginóbili will go to the line. Ginobili's one of those guys because, again, of sometimes his tendency to flop, and also just because he beats your team all the time. He's one of those guys that hears a lot of boos on the road. What a great player he's been no matter where he's played, over in Europe, winning championships. And of course, an Olympic gold medal. And looking for his 3rd NBA title. Ilgauskas. Shot clock down to 6. Gibson on the drive. Has to shoot over Ori. And rebound Ilgauskas. Back up, blocked by Duncan. Well, Marcus picked up by Ginóbili, and he's fouled by Ilgauskas. And his players are all over the floor. Brad wanted a foul, but that was a great block from Duncan. His 2nd of the game. And more free throws.
Well, great block by Duncan. Good job of contesting the shot. Ilgauskas has a wide open lay-in. The pump fake, but Duncan still in the building, able to block the shot. Ginóbili coming up with a loose ball. The Cavs are a solid defensive team, but they need to establish good offense. Right now, they are running nothing on the offensive end, and that is why the Spurs are dominating not only this basketball game, but this series.
Let's send it over to Stuart Scott.
Mike, at the last timeout, Coach Mike Brown, who's usually an X's and O's guy in timeout, was pretty animated with this team. He said all San Antonio is doing is moving it, driving it, trusting their teammates, believing in their teammates. And we're not doing that. We're taking shots when guys are not in a position to rebound. Hey, guys, everybody can't score. We got to work as a team. We got to rebound. Mike?
They have not done that. They've had a couple of guys have stretches of good individual play, but they have not worked together as a team in terms of good ball movement, getting quality shots. Nice pass to Gooden. Rushed it, and Alberto the rebound. They do tend to make you rush shots, don't they?
Well, everything is a grind offensively for the Cavs. The Spurs are all around contesting shots, and they seal the deal with rebounds.
Gibson, good job staying in front of Parker. Ginóbili at 3. And Ilgauskas hauls in his 13th board. James to Ilgauskas. Wide open, they let him shoot. And back of the rim. Under 33% from the field. They're 19 for 59.
What's the word y'all used the other day? Putrid?
Parker. And lead is up to 11. That's the largest of the game. Mike Brown calls timeout. And this place has become very quiet. The San Antonio Spurs, an 11-point advantage late 3rd quarter here in Game 4, looking for the sweep. Back in Cleveland, largest lead of the game for the San Antonio Spurs. Just over 2.5 minutes remaining. Tony Parker having another terrific game. He's got 22 points, also 6 rebounds, 9 of 11 from the field. Damon Jones back in. And Brown trying to get some offense. 45 points, and there's only 14.5 minutes remaining. James hits a shot. Finally reason to cheer.
Tough shot, but the Spurs are still saying LeBron has to give the basketball up. That time takes a contested jump shot with 2 Spurs defenders on it.
Parker gets past Gibson and an easy layup. They work so hard at one end, and then it's so easy down the other end.
Well, there it goes. The basketball IQ of Robert Horry changes the angle of the screen. Gooden's left on the incorrect side, and so Parker comes off naked all the way to the rim.
I'll tell you what, if I was Tony Parker, after I win the championship, I'd sign my shoes and send it over to the Cavs locker room.
Gibson for 3. Not even close. Gibson after that 1 for 10 game, 2 for 7. The rookie's had some wonderful playoff moments, but he is struggling right now. Ginóbili spinning. Bowen for three. And James down with his fourth rebound. He got poked in a foul call. Spurs not in a penalty yet. James is okay. Or he looks to him and says, "Are you okay?" from half court. Nice sportsmanship. Or he picks up his first. Got the headband.
Mark thinks the head's part of the ball.
5 for 19 from the field. Of course, he came in on such a high after the Eastern Conference Finals that Game 5 against Detroit was, up until then, the defining moment of these playoffs. Making it to the finals for the first time, but the Spurs have completely taken him out from being a dominant force. And there's a foul by Ginóbili. Varejao will shoot.
Really a good read by Donyell Marshall. Faking the jump shot, penetrating in the area, and getting the ball to Varejao. Not settling on the offensive end.
Well, the Cavs scored 20 points in the first quarter, only 14 in the second. And they have 14 right now in the third with 1:07 to go. The fewest points per game in an NBA Finals is 79.8.
Guilty.
It was Jeff Van Gundy's Knicks back in '99. They lost in 5 games to the Spurs.
See, but that's just part of the story. Tell the whole story.
There were some injuries.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, my goodness. You lost. You were putrid on offense.
Duncan looked like he pushed off on Varejao and makes a nice move. Only his second field goal. Patrick's let it go.
We look like the Phoenix Suns compared to this.
LeBron James fires away, blocked by Ori. Varejao trying to save it. Shot clock did not reset. 2 and 3 defenders surround him all the time. Gibson rattles in a 3. And almost a relief cheer from the crowd. Now the Cavs are only down by 8. And there's still over a quarter to play.
Good ball movement that time. Damon Jones turning down the jump shot and finding Gibson in the corner. Right now, if you're the Cavs, you want to get a stop to close out this quarter. Get the basketball back.
Duncan. Ori the rebound. And he stepped out of bounds. Cavs have trailed by as many as 11. Crowd getting on its feet, trying to urge on their team that's given them such a wonderful season, but it's struggled mightily here in the finals. Marshall flips it up, won't go. Rebound James, and a held ball with 2.2 remaining. No Forte talking with Ori. Robert Ori hoping tonight will end in his 7th championship ring. For Popovich, perhaps his 4th tonight. 2.2 seconds remain. Ori and James will jump it up. Quick tip, and he stole it. And nope, going to be a violation. That's a good call. It did not hit its apex.
Yes. Although you shouldn't be able to go the same word twice in a game.
Right, he stole the tap. So they'll have 2.2 to get off a shot. Marker's going to come back in.
And this is what I love, where coaching comes into play. Greg Popovich's teams are prepared for these type of situations. They know what they are going to run and how to get a good shot.
I don't know if this is a good shot, but it's an open shot. And Bowen misfires, and that will end the third quarter. The Spurs now 1 quarter away from another championship. The Cavs 1 quarter away from their season coming to an end. This presentation of the NBA Finals continues after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
I keep it coming with the ooh, I keep it coming with the
Antonio Spurs 12 minutes away from another championship. They lead by 8 here in Game 4. One player will be named 2007 Finals MVP, who will join the list of some of the greats, like Abdul-Jabbar, Magic, and Bird. Log on now to NBA.com or text MVP to MyNBA. 69622 to make your selection in the finals. MVP voting presented by T-Mobile. Perhaps 1 quarter left here in this NBA season, and boy, it has been tough to stomach the way the Cavs playing, really struggling, but so much of the credit goes to just great Spurs defense. But before you get to that, who do you vote for? Who's your votes for the Finals MVP?
Well, it's a no-brainer for me. Tim Duncan is great, but Tony Parker has been the best player in this series.
Ditto. That's it.
Here we go. Parker right now on the bench. Another sensational game tonight. Greg Popovich has watched Parker grow into a superb guard in the NBA. They're trying to get the crowd going. Marshall tips it out. Again, Cavs have not even led at any point in the second half of any of the first 3 games, and tonight as well. Verjao trying to distract Duncan. James with his 5th rebound. But he's only 5 of 20 from the field. Marshall, that's a 3. Won't go down. Verjao tips it out of bounds. They're now 4 for 14 from downtown, 28%, which is what they've shot the entire series.
But that's good offense. Pushing the ball in transition. Takes the double team, find guys, the extra pass, wind up with a shooter in the corner. The bottom line is you have to make that shot.
And Marshall, normally a good 3-point shooter, just has not been able to find the range. Dangerous pass by Ori and a turnover. Only the 10th by San Antonio. James to the basket. Nice feed inside to Marshall, and he backs it in.
And LeBron James in the first 2 possessions of this quarter has played at a different pace. The push has been much harder, more forceful.
7 assists for James. It's only a 6-point game. Ori for 3. And the rebound goes to Damon Jones. Marshall, Gibson, a 3. Won't go.
And the extra pass with Daniel Marshall, a shooter standing outside with a wide open look. You can't give that basketball up. Nobody on you. Shoot the ball.
Gibson 3 for 9. Here's the double on Duncan. Spins away, gets some contact, and almost banked it in. He wanted a call. James to the basket, up and under, won't go. Marshall right there. 3 defenders around James, leaves an opening, and it's a 4-point game.
But as a direct result of the pressure that LeBron James is putting on the Spurs defense, pushing the ball in transition and getting quality results.
The NBA Finals on ABC, brought to you by Cisco. Welcome to the Human Network. Sprite with Lyman, thank you, and obey. The Bourne Ultimatum, starring Matt Damon, in theaters August 3rd. And Chevy, an American Revolution.
Here in Cleveland, it's been the best season in franchise history. Their first trip to the finals, but it's in danger of ending in a sweep. Eric Snow, before the 4th quarter started, tried to urge his teammates on.
Everybody got to do it. Every single body is 12 minutes. You either advance or you go home. 12 minutes. Advance or go home. What do we want to do? What do we want to do?
They want to advance to a Game 5, and they get off to a good start here in this period.
Well, if I'm running a team, I'm waiting for Eric Snow to retire so I can hire him. The impact that he has with his words, obviously the guys go on the floor and they take advantage, ready to execute.
The crowd finally back into it. They've been quiet for a good long stretch. They've not had a lot to cheer about. And a whistle away from the ball. Offensive foul. Barry picks up his first. Greg Popovich concerned. Spurs made all the big plays down the stretch of Game 3. As the Cavs failed on a number of opportunities. James to the basket, out from Marshall, and he's fouled on the pass. First team foul against San Antonio. Bowen picks up his third. James looking to attack. It's inside, pass to Marshall. Blocked, but a foul. 3 straight times now, James has gotten into the paint and found an open Daniel Marshall.
It's a direct result of the mindset of LeBron James. Coming out to start this quarter, his whole mindset has been attack, putting pressure on the Spurs defense. Guys come over, he's finding guys in a position to score. Daniel Marshall again taking the contact from Tim Duncan, but it's because of LeBron being a playmaker.
So Marshall to the line. Marshall, who's so pumped about playing in the finals. He's 34. This is his 13th year in the league. He's played for 6 different teams, many of them bad. He said so many times my season was over in January. First 6 years, he didn't even make the playoffs. His first 11 years, 9 total playoff games. But the last 2 years with the Cavs, he's played in some big games. And trying to help the Cavs extend their visit to the finals. This is the closest they've been in the second half. They've trailed by as many as 11. Duncan, Ginóbili, right back down low. Duncan doubled again. Bowen, tough shot falling away. That's the type of shot the Cavs love to see him take. And Marshall, and LeBron James can't connect in a turnover. It's only their 8th turnover, and perhaps a costly one.
Got to give the Cavs credit. They are playing great defense right now at every position.
And to me, you've got to give Mike Brown a lot of that credit because he has them playing hard under very adverse circumstances, particularly how badly they played on offense.
And they haven't quit. The Spurs have shown they're the superior team, but the Cavs continue to fight. At times ineffective, but they're battling. Parker misses, Marshall the rebound. James pulls up, puts it in. 1-point game.
And that's a shot that's going to be there anytime LeBron James wants it. The way he is being defended by Bowen, he can step into that shot.
They've scored the first 7 points of the 4th quarter. Varejao gets Duncan out a little further than he likes. And a reach-in foul on Varejao. That's his second.
Because of LeBron James' ability to put the ball on the floor, Bruce Bowen moonwalking, too late. Not even in the picture. The elevation from James knocks down the jump.
Gibson on Parker. James on Ginóbili. Doesn't go for the fake. Alberto gets past Marshall. Parker, long 3. Ginóbili the rebound, and a 24-second violation. Actually stepped out of bounds first. Oh, this crowd is alive again. They're so desperate for a win. James to the basket, inside, puts it in. And their first lead of the second half in the entire series. Parker, Ginóbili cannot hit the 3. Varejao the rebound. with Duncan on in. Pulls up. There's out, tips it to Marshall, and a new 24. Suddenly the momentum has changed. Gibson splits the defenders and a reach-in foul on Tony Parker. That's the third team foul and the second on Parker.
And if you're LeBron, keep your foot on the gas pedal. Exploding through the Spurs defense, attacking, too big and too strong, finishing at the rim.
The Spurs have not scored yet in the fourth quarter, and we've played almost 5 minutes.
And if you're LeBron, you have to get the basketball. Demand the basketball. Everything has to be ran through you.
James, doubled. Gibson passes up the three, goes right at Duncan, and he puts it in. The Cavs by 3. 11 straight points to start the fourth quarter. Duncan gets away from the double team. And a beautiful shot from Duncan. He's only 3 for 12, but a big bucket there.
And the average out, keep him away from the paint area. Force Tim Duncan to spin and shoot a bank shot, contest it with the defense.
Marshall wants the ball. Marshall for 3. Way off. Gibson tried to knock it off, but it goes out to Damon Jones. Has to put it up, and is short. The shot clock is winding down. Jones needed to shoot it quickly. Boy, they're 4 for 17 from three-point range.
The sad thing, these are shooters getting wide open look. At some point, they have to knock those shots down.
Duncan, offensive foul. That's his third. Verjao drawing the charge. Duncan obviously disagrees. And a timeout. The crowd alive here in Cleveland. The Cavs finally with a second-half lead. To get his teammates involved and certainly himself.
And he's the #1 reason. Great players pick up your game and find a way to respond. He certainly has done that. Coming out this half, being aggressive, making plays. When they backed up over him, knocked down the jumper. When you're too close, exploding to the hoop. It's been the LeBron James show.
Let's take another look at tonight's fantastic 4 to watch. It's been another night with some pretty horrible shooting, including some of the fantastic 4. Tim Duncan has struggled. James just 7 of 24. Parker has been magnificent. But once again, defense has dominated. It's been like an offensive explosion at least to start the fourth quarter for Cleveland. James again inside the pull-up. Alberto grabs it. Ginóbili, oh, nice move from Ginóbili, and the foul. Manu Ginóbili slicing through the defense and a chance for a three-point play.
And the problem for Cleveland in transition was Damon Jones was cross-matched onto Ginóbili. Foot speed just leaves him. Verjao, poor trap, easy split, and then look at that finish. The elevation, the concentration, and the ability to take contact.
Oh, and Duncan tips in the missed free throw. Once again, San Antonio able to do it. Time and time again here in the series, and it's a back to 3. Or 4-point possession for the Spurs. James hard, and he drew on a foul. Duncan will pick up number 4, and James to the line where he's just 1 of 4 tonight.
Tim Duncan complaining, talking about this was an offensive foul with LeBron James extending the left arm. Has a case. Film doesn't lie. LeBron using the left arm like a fullback.
And misses a free throw. Now 1 for 5. Both teams free throw shooting. 7 of 12 for Cleveland. 12 of 25 for San Antonio. Two-point Spurs lead. Just over 5 to play. And San Antonio pull this out and win another title. Ginóbili. Parker. Knocked away by Varejao and stolen. James ahead to Varejao. Goes up and finishes. Tie game.
That's your shot, Andy. That's your shot.
LeBron James with his 9th assist, but Varejao started it with the steal. The double on Duncan. Leans in. Parker to Bowen. Ginóbili for 3. It's good! Manu Ginóbili from downtown. What a clutch shot. And he has 19. James in and out. That one halfway down. 4 minutes remaining. The Cavs now 4 for 18 from three-point range.
Good recognition by Ginóbili. Damon Jones guarding him one-on-one.
Ginóbili misses. Duncan tips to keep it alive and a new 24. Parker looking to take time off the clock. Duncan gets inside to Alberto. Shot clock at 5. Alberto kicks it back. And the ball kicked with 2 on the shot clock. And that should reset the clock to 14. And it does. Crowd doesn't like it, but that's the rule.
You're the Cavs. You got to think about closing out possessions. Extra possessions off the second shot. Not executing defensively. Here's where you got to buckle down and get stopped.
Duncan. Here comes the double. Bowen on the pull-up. Short. Tip kept alive. Duncan has it. Lost it out of bounds. No, he saved it. Tim Duncan with a terrific job. And giving him a new 24. Under 3 minutes remaining. Daniel Gibson is guarding Duncan. Parker beating Varejao off the dribble. And another miss. Oh, and James tips it out. They can't get an offensive rebound. Cavs crying for a foul right now. Officials letting him play in this stretch. Duncan inside. Alberto. Foul. Count it and 1. All that, and it may end in a three-point play for the San Antonio Spurs. An 11-3 run and a timeout call.
The Spurs championship team for a reason. They don't make mistakes and they get it done. Keeping the ball alive. Varejao, second shot opportunity of Ginóbili. LeBron, you are too late. Congratulations, but take that, baby. And the Spurs bench. Real.
Two minutes, 29 seconds remaining. Fourth quarter of game 4. Tim Duncan wants the season to end tonight. Wants another championship, doing everything in his power. He hasn't shot well, but the effort, the hustle, and the determination always there. A Verizon stat track. Some of the numbers here in the fourth quarter. Cavs coming back. They actually took a second-half lead, up by as many as 3, as neither team have shot the ball well. Turnovers have certainly hurt San Antonio in this period. But the key score is now 72-66. As the Spurs have regained control with a 12-3 run. Execution down the stretch has been a big problem for the Cavs in the finals. Duncan takes it away from James. Ginóbili kicks it out. And again, another intangible for Tim Duncan. Alberto gets inside, banks it in, and it's an 8-point game with 2 minutes remaining.
Well, you really look at the difference between both teams. Down the stretch, it's been the Spurs making the plays on both ends of the floor.
James at 3, puts it in. LeBron James giving the fans some hope. 5-point game. And San Antonio wisely taking time off the clock. Ginóbili for 3, short. James lost it. Looking to go up the floor before he had control of the ball. And it's only their 3rd turnover of the period, but a couple of real costly ones.
Well, the one before with Duncan, and then the one before that on the outlet pass. Man, just tough, difficult, unforced turnovers.
5 turnovers for LeBron James tonight. It's been a problem for him in the series. He's faced 2 and 3 defenders time and time again. Duncan, the spin, quick shot, won't go. Alberto can't get it to fall, but keeps it alive. And Duncan comes away, and a reach-in foul called. They're not in the penalty yet, so San Antonio will inbounds. Failure to grab some missed shots have been critical here in the 4th quarter for Cleveland.
And the disappointing part about it, if you're the Cavs, there has to be a sense of urgency. You are down 3-0 in this series. Those are rebounds that you must get.
There you see 6 offensive rebounds in the 4th. They had 5 through the first 3 quarters. And one of the reasons why Gooden coming back in the game. Both teams have multiple timeouts. Neither team with a foul to give. As Snow's going to come back in. Some defensive substitutions for Mike Brown. Spurs trying to hold on. Ginóbili gets to the rim. Banks it in. Manu Ginóbili makes it a 7-point game. He's got 21 with a minute remaining.
You think about how many weapons the Spurs have.
James misses the 3. Ginóbili the rebound and dribbles it out. And the San Antonio Spurs on the verge of yet another championship. Some of the fans heading for the exits.
You got a trap.
They really need to foul here.
Why are you not trapping and why are you not fouling? This is a situation where you have to gamble.
Ginóbili puts up a wild shot, tips it out of bounds, and it's Cavs ball. And Mike Brown will call timeout. But it has faded away here for the Cleveland Cavs. Down by 7 with 30 seconds remain. And the San Antonio Spurs ready to celebrate in June once again. San Antonio Spurs on the verge of a sweep, which would be their 4th championship. And you can now open the debate as the new dynasty in sports, considering they've done it over a 9-year period. Celtics, the Bulls, and of course the Lakers. Jeff, it's a legitimate question now to raise about them.
And even though they haven't ever won back-to-back championships, they've been in the hunt every single year.
James inside, banks it in. 76-71. They need to foul. Ginóbili falls down, and there's the foul. Now, if the Spurs start missing free throws, then it opens the door. They hit the free throws, and this one's over. And we have a sweep. You see the anguish for Drew Gooden. Eric Snow, 3rd time he'll be to the finals, and perhaps 3rd time he falls short. It has been a great year for the Cavaliers. Best season in franchise history. First time they've been to the finals, but it was such a disappointing finish to get swept. And Ginóbili hits the free throw. Michael Finley playing in his first finals, on the verge of his first ring.
You got to feel good about Michael Finley getting a ring. A class act in this league for a long time. Makes you feel good when it's one for the good guys.
Meanwhile, LeBron James, he can take some solace in the fact that Shaquille O'Neal, first time he was in the finals, they were swept. He was 95. He was with Orlando. Houston beat them 4 straight. Pass inside to Barajal. 78-73. And again, the Cavs foul now. And it's going to be a free throw parade. Tony Parker, 24 points. In the future, Mrs. Parker might be married to an NBA Finals MVP.
She gave me an invitation to their wedding tonight. How about you guys?
I don't believe you.
No, I didn't get it.
David Robinson won a pair with the Spurs as Finley rattles it in. And you look at San Antonio. No team in any of the 4 major sports has won more than 3 titles over the last decade. And the Spurs ready to clinch their 4th. And you could say this is the best of all the Spurs team. Many think that. Finley misses that one. 6-point game, still a 2-possession game. They need 3-pointers now. Damon Jones blocked from behind, and a foul by Ginóbili. With 7.5 remaining and 3 free throws for Damon Jones. Well, he hit him on the head. He got him on the head.
Well, yeah, Ginóbili, there's no sense even being in the picture. You contested the shot, now back away and allow Damon Jones. The worst thing you can do is foul in that situation.
So Jones with 3 free throws. Now they're going to discuss whether or not it was a 3-pointer. From our location, it was impossible to tell with the naked eye. That's what the Spurs now are arguing. But it appeared he was beyond. Oh, no question about it. Good call from the officials. And Damon Jones to the line. This is his first free throws of the finals. In fact, it's his first free throws of the playoffs.
And really what you have to look back is that last possession, the other time when they did not foul. That's 24 seconds that they had on the clock that they would have on the clock right now and be able to continue to foul and play offensive.
Rookie Shannon Brown comes in. They'll try and get ball denial and then foul.
And I would think about having Ilgauskas in right now in case there's a miss. Their best offensive rebounder, him and Gooden.
So Jones will try it again. He only shot 68% from the line during the regular season. Does not shoot a lot of free throws, but makes all 3. And it's a 3-point game with 7.5 remaining. Duncan calls timeout. Spurs still have 2 timeouts remaining. And this one not over yet. There's Peter Holt, the owner of the San Antonio Spurs. You can see he's a little nervous right now, as this team has looked like it had it wrapped up. We were all set to get into the whole dynasty talk, and then Cleveland makes it interesting, hitting a couple of threes, and then Damon Jones knocking down some free throws. All right, so this one's not over yet. 7.5 is a lot of time. Cavs still have some timeouts left. So the key here, what do you try and do?
Well, you pressure the ball. You try to deflect it, steal, go down, get either a basket. You have 1 timeout left or the 3-pointer. If they don't, if you're not able to steal the inbound pass, you have to foul and hope against hope that San Antonio misses both.
Ironically, with about 40 seconds to go, it appeared like the Cavs were going to let it run out. They weren't fouling. They let some time come off and then decided to change that strategy.
And those were valuable seconds. At that point, commit the foul and stretch the game. The clock is not your friend. So a bad decision, because that's time you will not get back.
And again, San Antonio hits the free throws and it's over. Well, of course, we've seen a lot of missed free throws throughout. And there, as we said, the last decade, the Spurs would become the first to win. They won in '99, then in 2003, 2005, and now trying to make it 2007. R.C. Buford, such a big part of this team, started as just a head scout, then assistant general manager, then general manager. 7.5 seconds remaining. Brent Barry, a good free throw shooter, in with Finley, Ginóbili, Parker, and Duncan to inbound. LeBron James not playing Duncan on the inbounds pass. They'll try and go for the steal. Cavs have one timeout remaining. Do not have a foul to give. Ginóbili gets it and immediately fouled. Half the second goes off the clock. Good work from Cleveland. So if Ginóbili misses two, the Cavs can call time and try and set up a play for a three-pointer. You see his numbers from the free throw line. And that makes it a two-possession game. Manu Ginóbili with 24 points. 10 of them here in the fourth quarter. He's played in so many pressure games throughout his career in Europe, Olympics, and the NBA. And hits both. And Mike Brown will call his final timeout. With the Spurs leading by 5 and 7 seconds remaining, and it appears Cleveland will run out of time. All right, what's the strategy for the Cavaliers right now?
You got to look to score quick. You want to run something where it's a quick hitter from the out-of-bounds set, but you have to score immediately, get a good look whether it's a 2 or 3, and then foul once the Spurs get the ball in bounds.
You saw that dynasty banner. The Spurs certainly feel that way. In '99, they beat the Knicks in 5 games. Avery Johnson hit that big shot in Game 5 at Madison Square Garden. David Robinson got his first title. Then in 2003 against the New Jersey Nets, those two shared as Robinson left the game after that. Meanwhile, 2005, Robert Horry hit that big three-pointer as they defeated the Pistons in 7 games. Tim Duncan all 3 times the NBA Finals MVP. James fires up a 3, and he puts it in. Back to a 2-point game with 4.2 remaining. Cavs won't let this end. Inbound to Ginóbili. He gets away, and there's the foul. Manu Ginóbili getting precious seconds off the clock with 1.9 remaining. Now the Cavs are out of timeouts, and that's crucial as Ginóbili will try and seal it with 2, but they can't advance the ball with a timeout.
Once again, another mistake. They try to hold Ginóbili immediately, but you have to be in position where he catches it, where you can foul. They give him a running start, and then crucial seconds off of the clock as he penetrates up the floor.
And Ginóbili hits the free throw, 3-point game. This next one will do it. Again, Cavs don't have to time out, so they have to heave it down the floor. Ginóbili puts on the finishing touches. The Cavs will just inbound with 1.9 remaining. Marshall throws it down. Damon Jones fires away. And there's the buzzer. The San Antonio Spurs are NBA champions once again. Their 4th title in 9 years. And the former Spurs assistant Mike Brown with a hug for his mentor, Greg Popovich. There's a new champion in 2007. It'll be a familiar face holding the trophy. The Spurs with a sweep of the Cleveland Cavaliers. And now, as we said, the debate begins. As the Spurs, perhaps the new dynasty in sports. 3 titles in 5 years. And again, 4 in the past 9. This is a very special team.
Awfully impressive from top to bottom. Front office, coaching staff led by Popovich. Great leader in Tim Duncan, and phenomenal role players that do the intangibles. This is the model franchise in all of basketball.
Consistent excellence, as they mentioned, Jeff, competing for a championship year after year over the past decade. And this is the part that you like to see at the end, the sportsmanship, certainly the joy for the Spurs, but the sportsmanship between the two teams. First final sweep since 2002 when the Lakers beat the Nets. Only the 2nd since 1990. Tim Duncan with his 4th title, and he's only 31 years old. Let's go to Michelle.
All right, with Tim Duncan, You know, it's the dopiest question in sports, but what are you feeling like right now, Tim?
It never gets old. It never gets old. Unbelievable. It's such a great run, a great journey, a great bunch of guys. Man, it's unbelievable.
The emotion on all of your faces as you guys embraced after this game, you know, is it relief? Is it what? Can you describe the feeling that you're all sharing together?
You know what? We've come so far with this group of guys. We went through ups and downs, and as I said, it's about learning from those things. It's about becoming a better team because of those things, and it's just a relief to get it done, yeah.
What was going through your mind early in this game, Tim, as you started out 0 for 5? Tony, fortunately, was tearing it up out there, but what were you going through as you struggled?
You know what? It was a struggle, and I was just going to try to keep playing, try to do anything I can to help the team. So I tried to hit the boards, just tried to make something happen.
Before the tip, you gave LeBron James a hug. What have you learned about this young player in this series?
I love the way he handles himself. I really do. I love the way he handles his teammates. He puts everything on his shoulders. He blames nothing on his teammates, and he takes full responsibility. And that's big for a young player.
Well, he certainly saw a lot from you as well. Congratulations. Go enjoy the win.
Thank
you. Each time they've been to the finals, they've won the championship. They're 4 for 4 in the finals. This is the oldest team in the NBA. They've got 8 players over 30, but they are the best team in the NBA. Tim Duncan, once again an NBA champion. But the man with the most, Robert Horry, now with 7 championship rings. We'll have the trophy ceremony coming up as San Antonio 2007 NBA champs. The San Antonio Spurs sweep the Cleveland Cavaliers to win the 2007 finals. Right now, let's go to PA announcer Olivier Cedra.
Please direct your attention to center court for the presentation of the Larry O'Brien Trophy and the 2007 Finals Most Valuable Player Award. Please welcome ABC's Dan Patrick.
Here to hand out the Larry O'Brien Trophy to the world champion San Antonio Spurs, and their owner, Peter Holt, is the commissioner of the NBA, David Stern.
First of all, thank you, Cleveland, for being a great host city in your first visit to the NBA Finals. And congratulations to the Cavaliers, who rose up all year and had a spectacular postseason run. And now, to the San Antonio Spurs, a team for the ages, who have won their 4th championship in 9 years with a display of basketball that puts them in the pantheon of the great teams in NBA history. So congratulations to the Spurs, to Peter Holt, to the ownership group, to Coach Popovich, and particularly to the great fans of San Antonio. Here's the trophy.
Peter, pass that around. You've had your hands on that hardware before. What were the expectations of this team when you started this season?
Well, we had very high expectations coming off of last year. Got a little nervous during mid-year, but we're a beautiful team. This is a great, great team.
Have you run out of acceptance speeches for the Larry O'Brien Trophy?
Oh, never, never. I love it up here. Thank you, Cavs fans. Thank you, San Antonio fans. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter. Let me bring back the commissioner for the presentation of the MVP trophy. Here, Commissioner.
Almost 25 points a game, a shooting percentage of 57% for the finals. A performance that, how shall we say it, was extraordinaire. So to the MVP of the 2007 NBA Finals, Tony Parker, we say congratulations and bon chance.
What's going through your mind right now?
I don't know. It's like a dream. It's like a dream. I want to thank my teammates. You know, they've been great. And this one is for Michael Finley, you know. He made the right decision to come to San Antonio, and I'm very happy. I don't know what to say. That's like a dream. Watching Michael Jordan, you know, every year, and when I was small, and to look at that is just unreal. I'll wake up tomorrow.
What time did you have to get up or stay up in the middle of the night to watch the NBA growing up?
3 in the morning.
What, more nervous playing in the NBA Finals or getting married in a month?
That's a good question. No, I'm not nervous. I'm not nervous.
Congratulations, Tony.
Thank you very much.
Where is Michael Finley? Hey, where is Michael? Come over, Mike. Congratulations with the game ball. Long time coming. These guys wanted to win it for you. How do you feel?
Oh, man. I feel great right now. I've been blessed to be part of a great group of guys. They welcomed me with open arms a couple years ago. I'm just glad we won it, man. I'm ecstatic right now.
Where are you putting that basketball?
Oh, man. I might just put it in the bed between me and my wife. I don't know. I don't know right now.
Congratulations, Michael.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Where's Robert Ory? Well, let me see. 10 fingers, 7 rings. You going to play a little bit longer?
Yeah, I think I'm going to play one more year to try to get back and repeat.
When you look at this many championships, does it ever get to the point where you almost understand or you expect that this is going to be the feeling?
No, you never expect anything. There's too many great teams in the NBA. The Cavaliers were a great team. We lucked up and got 4 wins real quick. But you never expected it. When you're with a great group of guys like this, you want to have it so bad because you want to win for them. And luckily we won tonight for the team.
Congratulations. Come on up, Timmy. Compare this one to the first time you won the trophy.
I gotta admit, this one's sweeter, man. The road that we took to get here, it was as tough as we ever had it. Guys persevered, had great performances from 1 to 12. It was great. It was all around. It was great. Probably the best one.
But when you go through and realize that eventually you have a shelf life of how long you can play, is that why you're holding on to this one a little bit tighter than maybe the other one?
Absolutely. That boy over there took my other trophy, so I'm happy with that. So I'm going to keep this one in my house.
Was there a little bit of rivalry, though, Tony taking your MVP? You got 3 of them.
He was unbelievable. I had no chance at it. He was great. He carried the team, and I'm just happy he's on my team.
Timmy, congratulations. The San Antonio Spurs, your world champions. Let's go back to you, Mike.
They are the most successful franchise in any major sport over the past decade. Tim Duncan and Tony Parker once again joining as champions. For Duncan, his 4th title, and for Tony Parker, his 3rd. The emotions high for a team. They're under the radar a bit during the regular season. Phoenix and Dallas, spectacular during the regular season. But it was the San Antonio Spurs who finish up as NBA champions. We'll be back with a final wrap-up after this timeout. LeBron James congratulating Bruce Bowen. They both became dads during the finals, but obviously a disappointing ending for LeBron James. Much like Shaquille O'Neal, swept in his first finals, but you can bet he'll be back as the Cavaliers, again, a tough way to end, but they had a terrific season and they faced one of the great teams that the NBA has seen. And Jeff, as a coach, I know how much you admire the professionalism and, as you continue to say, the consistent greatness of these Spurs.
Well, they're a highly disciplined team at both ends of the floor. They know exactly what they're supposed to do. They carry out their assignments, and they do it playing for each other instead of just with each other.
And Mark, you had a career being unselfish with all the assists you racked up in your 17 years. That's something that I know you've always enjoyed watching this team. They don't care who scores the points. They just care that they have the most at the end.
And that's the most incredible thing about them. When you take a look at this team, it's not about individuals and not about who wins the MVP or who is the hero during the course of the game. It's all about the San Antonio Spurs collectively at the end of the day carrying the trophy.
Meanwhile, for the Cavs, what do they need to do now to take the next step? They've been to the finals. It's not going to be easy to get back next year, but where's the areas they have to improve?
To me, they need more offensive talent across the board. I think they're a fine defensive team. They're a great rebounding team. I think they need a true point that's a scoring mentality that can also create plays for others. So the burden is not always on LeBron James to create every play.
LeBron James, of course, and the Cavs with their first trip to the NBA Finals. As we wrap it up, the celebrations continue at the Quicken Loans Arena. The crowd certainly disappointed as the Cavs get swept. And the San Antonio Spurs pull off the sweep to win yet another NBA championship. Well, despite the disappointing finish, it really was the best season in franchise history. First trip to the finals, first Eastern Conference title for James. He had a game to remember against Detroit, but also a finals to learn from. No doubt the first chapter for him. San Antonio, their fourth title in 9 seasons, their third in the last 5. And the debate begins about their place in history. And so many great individuals formed this team. Tim Duncan further cementing himself as one of the all-time greats, one of the most taken-for-granted superstars the game has ever had. And Greg Popovich, despite his constant deflection of praise, he has to be ranked as one of the greats. Tony Parker has grown from an all-star to one of the elite point guards in the NBA. Manu Ginóbili, one of